is already dead. She just doesn't know it yet.
This video is a perfect example as to why you never drive and live stream at the same time. So this clip shows a girl making an absolutely horrible mistake. She's in the car looking at her phone, checking her live stream, and during one of these times where she checks the live stream, she does so for a little bit too long while not paying attention, and this would turn out to be a very fatal mistake. The live streamer that we saw in that video is this one, a 23-year-old by the name of Satori Baratova. She was also a relatively popular live streamer on a Russian streaming platform. And during this live stream, after getting a little too distracted on her phone, once she looks back up, she realizes she has veered into the oncoming lane. From here though, it's far too late, and she ends up plowing straight into a bus, which sends her flying across the passenger seat and through the window, and a few people in the bus are injured, but they're okay. The actual video of this live stream does show the aftermath too, but I wouldn't recommend looking it up.
Now, once I have gotten transported to the physical hospital, this is when I actually engaged spiritually with me actually being dead on life support. I was looking at myself from the ceiling, and I'm looking down, confused, not understanding what is happening, why am I there? Because at that time, I'm still trying to understand everything that took place. One thing that I can say with passing away, there is no leeway of when I had time to get right with God. There was no repentance. There was no, confession of the sins. There was nothing that took place. So I'm still here looking from the ceiling level down at my body. They had me in a machine that's supposed to.
I want to touch on that because, a lot of people think I'll just live my life the way I want to. And then when I die or right before I'll die, I'll just try to get right with God. No, you need to get right with God right now while you're alive. That's when he wants you, because you may not have time to get right with him before you die. Some people may have the chance to, like the man on the cross next to Jesus, if you're lucky enough, but you could be alive one second and then just dead the other. So you don't know. If anyone watching this that's a non-believer or atheist, just seek God for yourself. Ask him to reveal himself, and he will. That's my best advice to you.
Hey, it's Patricia Ann Landon Regali, Chief Little Flower, coming at you from being punked on the regular, concurrently on Truman Show, somewhere on the wild web, and coming at you from someplace in the United States on the World Wide Web. At the time of this recording, it is September 25th, 2024. It is Wednesday. So, how's it going for everybody? Hopefully, it's been a very wonderful, thought-provoking, happy day without much complaints, because that is what I call success, It's about choosing the high ground and how we perceive the events happening around us. As for me, I still have these dumb as fuck, idiot, money-hungry government grubbers still trying to punk my ass. It's like this, targets. When you know the baseline of basic human interaction, such as when somebody is on the phone and they're usually kept to themselves, with a reasonable audio for their voice projection, and at any point in the house between somebody having a conversation with the baseline, but when they deviate from that baseline, such as, I am now projecting my voice, but I'm talking quite normally between me and said other person. Bitch, they're running game. They're waiting for the target to overhear it. Like, whatever. So, I'm very protective about my eye gates with what I see and my ear gates with what I hear. So, it's like this, targets. When these fool-ass dummies, your gang stalkers of the Nosferatu kind, these vampiring, soulless, Nazi-trained, donkey-fed, sadistic gold diggers start with their felonies of these hate crimes that they were coached by serial murderers on how to come across somebody sideways. Look for the deviation from their baseline. And whenever they run the game, they tip their hands. So you know already who the dumbasses are, who the clowns are, who are seeking to get clown college rich off skanky ways, which is coming sideways at somebody. You've got to come sideways at somebody for your coin. You're a skank. It's like the grub worm has more clout than each of you. Because the grub worm is going to grub. It was supposed to eat off the dead. You guys are trying to come up off somebody and push them towards death. That makes you a skank. You want to raise skanky parasites? That's on you. You just trained your young how to fucking be a shoo-in for hell. You should be aware that the world is watching you, especially where I am at. It's just logistics of anybody with the right technology can hear and see what everybody is doing through the walls, dumbasses. But to the targets out there, when you know you have a skanky government grubbing, goddamn gold digging, sardonic, sadistic, government grubbing gang stalker, and they get together, and you know the other one's a gang stalker, and then they deviate from their baseline, shut that shit out, man. I'm like, if you got earphones, put them on. If you have to hum to yourself, so to drown out their dialogue, you don't need to know what they're talking about. You just already know that they're stupid enough to run the goddamn government grubbing game. That there they go again, burying themselves with another goddamn link in their chain of all the other pre-existing curses. Their own worst enemy don't even know it because they're brainwashed by money. And you don't need to know what they're saying. Just shut it down. And you'll be able to tell what the time of day. Around here, it's usually like shift change. Like one comes in from one job and goes to the other job. That's what I've noticed, is that whenever they're in their cycle of lull, sucker jab, lull, sucker jab, it's usually between shifts. And then they pull in other dumbasses to run the goddamn PSYOP assignment bullshit. And, you know, I'm all like, tools of hell usually flock together. So I'm all like, okay, I've already clocked you, the neighbor down the street. She's a goddamn government grubber that thinks that she's at the top of the food chain. Bitch, you're being played. You have just now earned your place in hell by running the sideways PSYOP games. I hope you're bright enough not to teach your own children how to be a sucker fool and end up in hell with the PSYOP games. So whatever. So go ahead and have your little dialogues where, you know, you project your voice so you can be overheard in the other room away. I'm all like, y'all are so... If I haven't seen that move once, I've seen it a million times. Remember, I'm about a 30-year veteran that survived fucking gang stalking this long. So well that I have deconstructed it and can teach others my 2 cents. Y'all are fucked. And so usually happens between shift change and then they haul in other people. Oh, let me guess. The people that you talk to on the phone with your projected voice are stupid family members of yours that are part of the goddamn gang stalking circuit. so you can run your psyop games with them on the phone? Let me guess. Is everybody in your family a goddamn gang stalker? I mean, I know the ones back in Houston are. Happy birthday, Marcella, Maria, and Landon Comiskey. How old are you now? Too old? Done to know better? Not to sacrifice anybody because it's murder? Not to run the goddamn gang stalker circuit because it's murder? Run by Nazis? Y'all are stupid. Y'all are sheeple. Y'all are goddamn government grubbing, sadistic, sardonic, 2-bit, selfish, bloated with ego. Money hungry ass bitches. Couldn't you figure out a better way to, flip coin instead of hurting somebody to get it? Oh, that's right. You're bloated with ego. So, whatever. But yeah, I'm all like, with regards to us other targets, you can usually get a baseline. Any deviations from it, the basic cycle is lull, sucker jab, lull, sucker jab, lull, sucker jab. And then throat chakra interference. And then within that cycle, any deviations from your baseline, that's whenever these fool asses have been trained how to project their voice so your target overhears them. And that way they can be triggered with audio triggers. Okay. So whenever you see the game starting to play out, just drown it out. You don't need to know what's going on. You don't need to know what they're saying. I'm all like, waste your time, spin your wheels in place. Go ahead. Whatever. But I guess once an asshole, always an asshole. Once a goddamn government grubber. You're a government grubbing, money hungry bitch forever. You don't care about raising your vibratory frequency and try to get yourself out of hell. You're not interested in working on your salvation, apparently. And you're teaching your young how to be goddamn government grubbing, sadistic, soulless, apathetic, amoral, unethical parasites. Okay, that's on you. Can't say that your food didn't try to help you. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, and what I was saying earlier is that, look at the timing. Over here, it's usually shift change. Which is so funny. I've got this glass thing over here that my cousin gave me that had been our grandmother's, which I thought was really sweet. So I put it over here, and then it accidentally clanked in the morning. And these assholes they've been using these triggers. And as soon as I made a sound with that, I guess whenever I moved with this thing, somebody downstairs in the morning just came right back with another trigger. Like, yeah, you did it. I did it too. I'm all like, whoa, wait a minute. First off, I did that on accident. And second off, you're the one that started all of this bullshit psychological warfare with your psychological abuse. With you doing that. If I do it, it's just to shut you the fuck up. Because I'm all like, you're going to push me? I'm going to push you back. Once or twice and I'm calling it. That's it. But you're the one that's in the wrong to begin with. You're the fucking bully here. And you can't even call truce to yourself to stop the fuck shit. I guess that means you're just a goddamn bullying asshole, right? That's on you. But, yeah, look for the time. Because they do it at the regular times. Over here is shift change. So, whatever. I still appreciate the cot and the roof over my head. But, I'm not even breaking down the triggers anymore. Because why? I can translate it, but why? That's all on you. You spend your time in hell with each one of those curses. because the demons in hell will remind you of all the bullshit that you had done. And you're going to wish that you had maintained your salvation while you could. And I'm also prefacing my videos with they're dead and don't even know it, because that's each one of us. Today could be the day that we die, not even know it, and could have done what we could to salvage our own salvation, make right with ourselves, so we can at least get into heaven and forego the pits of the lake of fire. So that's why I preface that. But nonetheless, whenever it comes to us being targets, just close off the world. Because you know what? These assholes are going to do the evil parasiting. There's nothing you can say to thwart them from it. You know, you can say you can bring up the salvation, once or twice, or maybe not. But it's on them to change, because I'm not having that conversation with anybody a second time. I mean, I have a conversation with you once, that's one and done. If you want to pretend that you ain't doing the dirty and you're just lying, when you're lying only to yourself, and you know it, you don't care. So why should I care? But I'm not picking up your karma tab either. When what that means is, well, I pray for everybody to, find healing and prosper that way. If you don't, well then, what good are you? I endorse your annihilation, because who needs you? That's all up to God. But I will say this, even if somebody was able to gain their healing, and I'd applaud you. But I was inspired by I Have No Cut Cards to Row by Miss Kuan Yin, that you do me dirty, you're my enemy, and I'd be happy for you to heal. However, you're dead to me. There's no way I would ever allow you back in my life, ever. That's it, one and done. You double cross me, that's it for me. I will never welcome you into my life ever again. I mean, I'll be like a cheerleader from like 10 million miles away, sure. I'm not over here hating anybody, but don't think you're ever going to get back into my life. And if you do turn another leaf, that's for you and your benefit, and the sucker fool you end up with. So, don't think I'm ever going to want to build a life with any of you ever again. Houston, Marcella et al., Barbara, you guys, Paul, Timothy, Dawn, Renee, Snake Barber, Jennifer Alford, y'all double-crossed me. That's it. I'm not positioning myself for it to be your sucker fool. So, if you actually do turn a new leaf, I'm happy for you, sure. But you're dead to me. You're dead to me. I don't want anything to do with anything with each of you. And if anybody has experienced being sideswiped by somebody, you'd be a sucker fool to rebuild or rekindle anybody, relationship with anyone who double-crossed you at all. And so, don't think I'd ever build a relationship with you, Marcella. You really stepped into it. Everybody knows. With you and your cronies, with what? Patrick Creekmore, Penny Creekmore, Amy Coleman, Kimberly Metcalf, and whoever else that you roped into your stupid little game of let's gang stalk and get rich off people being abused. Y'all are abusing me. And the in-house Nosferatu that are abusing me with your stupid triggers in your dialogue and in your atmosphere that you were trained, coached to do that. That's the organized part of your RICO crimes. That's your part of the organized crime that you were coached to do. Those are all felonies. Those are all hate crimes. And it's all abuse. I feel sorry for the children you teach to abuse others. That's abuse. You abuse your children when you teach them how to be evil parasites. So, yep, happy birthday, Marcella. If you're alive, better count your lucky stars, because you may not make it to next year, considering that you all were trying to unalive me with your plots and plans, schemes and scams. And to the CIA, FBI, feds, where are you? These assholes are still abusing me with their psychological bullshit, which are hate crimes, which are felonies. And to this date, nobody's bridged the ambiguity with any truth in my case. Doesn't look good for the rest of America. Because what happens to me and the other targets can happen to any one of you, or may have happened to you, and you haven't known it yet. Because they pull intel on you for about 3 to 4 years before they start to ramp up any in-your-face bullshit. And then bribe others around you to be Judases. So at any rate, it's Patricia Ann Landon Regali. And for you witchy witches, of course you know that backfired spell work. If you haven't experienced it yet, don't worry, it's coming. And for those who haven't started to experience your karma yet, don't worry. It's just been backdated on escrow. So whenever the title gates are released, it's going to run you over quicker than a Maserati. At any rate, enjoy your backdated karma, everybody. And for those assholes that are still trying to sucker jab me with your stupid ass bullshit, I promise you, when you're in hell, you're going to really regret it. So, I turn you over to Abba. Forgive you. Hope you guys prosper in healing. But I wouldn't want to have anything to do with each of you. Because I'm not a sucker fool.